The Awakening. The war had ended, or that's what the human soldier thought. He opened his eyes slowly. His head hurt. His body felt weak. The last thing he remembered was a loud explosion, fire, and screaming. He had been in battle, deep inside an alien war zone. But now he was lying on something soft. A bed. He sat up. Bright white lights hung above him. The walls around him were smooth and silver. The air was warm. The room didn't feel like Earth. It didn't feel like any place. He knew. He touched his chest. No armor. Just soft, clean clothes. His voice was rough. "Where am I?" There was no answer. He stood up slowly. His legs shook. The floor was cold under his feet. He looked around. No windows. Just one metal door on the other side of the room. No weapons. No noise, nothing. Then the door made a soft hissing sound. It opened. He stepped back, ready to fight, even with bare hands. But what walked in was not a threat. It was a woman, tall, alien, beautiful in a strange, otherworldly way. Her skin was a soft silver blue. Her eyes glowed faintly. Her clothes were light, flowing, almost royal. She moved with calm grace, and when she saw him, she knelt down. She lowered her head and said in a soft voice, "My name is Elira. I am yours now." He froze. "What?" She didn't move. "I was given to you. As a gift. A reward." He blinked. This had to be a trick. "A reward? For what? You fought for our world. You saved it. You were the strongest. And now? I serve you." He stepped back. "No. I didn't fight for rewards. I fought to survive." She looked up at him. Her eyes were deep, sad. "They chose me. I was told to wait for you to wake. I belong to you now. That is our law." He shook his head. "What planet is this?" "You're on the vessel of the High Ones, orbiting our moon. This place is safe. They healed your wounds. You were close to death." He sat down, his mind racing. "This doesn't feel like safety." She stood slowly. "I can bring you food, water, anything you need." "I need answers," he said. She paused. Her hands shook slightly. "I don't have all of them. They told me to stay here, with you, and to serve." He stared at her. "Serve how?" She looked away. "Any way you ask." His jaw tightened. "Did you agree to this?" Elira was quiet for a moment. Then she said softly, "It doesn't matter." "Yes," he said, firmly, "it does." Her voice dropped lower. "If I say no, they'll give me to someone else, someone cruel, or they'll take me back to the cages." "Cages?" he asked, standing up. She took a step back, afraid. "Please, don't ask. Don't say anything loud. They might be watching." He looked around the room again. Now he noticed small black circles on the walls. "Cameras?" His voice was cold. "Are we being watched?" She didn't answer. But her silence said enough. The soldier walked to the door. He touched it. It didn't open. No handle, no buttons, just smooth metal. He turned to her. "So, I'm a prisoner." She shook her head. "No, you're a guest." He raised an eyebrow. "A guest who can't leave?" She lowered her eyes again. "Yes." He sat back down, angry, confused, and tired. Elira stood quietly, hands folded. After a long silence, she said, "I will not hurt you. And I will not ask anything from you. I just don't want to go back." He looked at her carefully. Her voice was real, not fake, not practiced. There was fear in it. Real fear. "I don't want you as a slave," he said. She nodded. "Then please pretend, for now. Just until they stop watching." He rubbed his forehead. "What is this place really?" Elira looked toward the camera on the wall and said nothing. The deal. He never made. The human soldier didn't sleep that night. He sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the silent alien woman sitting in the corner. She hadn't moved for hours. Her hands rested in her lap. Her eyes were open, watching the floor. He finally broke the silence. What's really going on here? Elira didn't look up. They will tell you what they want you to hear. I was told not to speak much. Then why are you still talking? He asked. She looked at him now. Her eyes weren't glowing anymore. They looked tired. Because I'm hoping you're not like them. He stood and walked around the room. His mind was sharp now, restless. He had been trained for survival. Interrogation war, but not this, not gifts, not slaves, not soft voices and silver skin. You said I saved your world, he said. I don't remember doing that. You destroyed the control beacon, she answered. Without it, their army fell apart. Their army? The ones who took my people, the ones who took me. He stopped walking. So I did something. Good. Yes, she said quietly. But not for them. You did it for your own mission. And now? They think they can pay me with you? She nodded. They call it honor. We call it silence. No one asks. No one refuses. He stared at her. And if I do refuse? They'll say you insulted their gift. They'll punish you. Or me. Maybe both. He clenched his fists. This wasn't a reward. This was a trap. He looked toward the wall again, toward the little black dot above the door. Who's watching us? He asked. No one we can stop, she said. The silence in the room felt thick, heavy. He walked over to the table and picked up the metal cup she had brought him earlier. He examined it, smooth, empty. Then he spotted something odd. A tiny shimmer of light on the cup's base. A reflection? No. A lens. He dropped the cup. It clanged loudly on the floor. He turned to her. Even the cups? She didn't look surprised. Everything. He sat down hard. They're testing me. She nodded. For what? For how human you really are, she said. That made him pause. What does that mean? They don't understand feelings, loyalty, mercy. They think humans are dangerous because you care. He laughed coldly. Most of us don't. But you do, she said softly. He didn't answer. Then she stood slowly. Her steps were quiet, careful. She walked to the wall and pressed her hand against a small, faint panel he hadn't noticed before. The panel glowed. A drawer opened. Inside it, folded cloth, a comb, and something small. Sharp. A blade. She didn't take it out. She just showed it to him. You can choose, she whispered. Use it on me, that's what they expect. That's what the others did before you. He stared at her. What others? She didn't answer. He walked over and looked down at the blade. It was real. Metal. Smooth handle. Clean edge. Why would they give me this? To see if you'll break me, she said, voice almost gone. He closed the drawer without touching anything. I'm not here to hurt you. Her shoulders relaxed just a little. But I need to know who gave the order. Who decided this was my reward? I can show you, she said. But only if you promise something. He narrowed his eyes. What? Don't let them take me away. He paused. Is that a choice I get to make? She looked up at him. I don't know, she whispered. But it's the only choice I have left. For the first time, he saw her not as an alien, not as a servant, but as someone like him, trapped, used, and trying to survive. I promise, he said. Just then, the door hissed again. 2 tall figures stepped in. Both wore black armor, faces hidden by smooth helmets. One held a long staff. The other held something worse. A collar. Time for training. one said in a deep, hollow voice. Elira stepped back, her face pale. The soldier moved between her and the guards. She's not going anywhere, he said. You do not speak for her, the first guard said. I do now. There was silence, long, tense. Then the second guard laughed. A human, protecting his property. How cute. Try me. The soldier growled. They looked at each other, then backed away slowly. This will be remembered, one said. I'm counting on it, he replied. The door closed. He turned to Elira. They're going to come back, aren't they? She nodded. Yes. Then let's stop waiting, he said. You said you could show me who gave the order. I can, she said, voice low. He looked her in the eyes. Then let's begin. Eyes in the shadows, the lights in the room, dimmed after the guards left. The soldier sat down again, this time closer to Elira. She looked shaken but not broken. Not yet. He leaned in. Now. Show me. She nodded and walked to the back wall. Her hands moved quickly over smooth silver panels. To him it looked like she was touching nothing. But then, a section of the wall clicked open. A small hatch. Hidden. Behind it, a dark screen, a single glowing symbol and wires that looked far older than the rest of the room. This part is not theirs, she whispered. This was built before the High Ones took the ship. Whose is it now? He asked. It's ours, the ones they forgot, the ones they keep below. She tapped the screen gently. It flickered, then came the sound, low, crackling. Like an old radio turning on, a voice distorted and weak. Unit 47 is active, emotional bond forming. Observe response levels. The soldier stiffened. That's me, isn't it? Unit 47, Elira, nodded slowly. They gave you a number when they brought you here. Like they gave me. He clenched his fists. What else did they say? Elira adjusted the screen. More voices came through. Human subject shows signs of empathy. Resistance to control. Begin stage 2. Control? He said. They think they can train humans, like animals, Elira said. They've been doing it for years. Most don't survive this far. He stared at the screen. How many others like me? She hesitated. 46? Before you. And? Only one lived, she said. But he never left. The screen suddenly blinked. A video played. Grainy, dark, a human soldier, younger than him, screaming in a glass room. Electrodes on his head, guards holding him down, and Elira, watching from behind the glass, younger, silent. The soldier looked at her. She lowered her eyes. That was 3 years ago, she said. They forced me to watch. They made me smile, pretend I cared. Did you? He asked. She looked up. Yes, I cared. But caring got him killed. The video stopped. The screen turned black. The soldier stood and backed away. The room felt colder now, smaller. He looked at the cameras on the ceiling. The cup, the walls. How much of me do they control? Elira walked toward him. Not your heart. Not yet. He breathed hard, fists shaking. We need to get out. She shook her head. Not through the front. They expect that. But there's something else. She led him to the far corner of the room. There, under the bed, she pulled up a metal plate. Beneath it, a tunnel. Small, dark, full of dust. They forgot about the old vents, she said. They blocked most of them, but one might still lead to the lower decks. What's down there? Truth, she said. And others, like us. He nodded. We'll go at night. Elira frowned. There is no night here, no time. They control light, food, sleep. Then we move when they get bored, he said. She gave a small smile. They never get bored. The soldier lowered himself into the tunnel. It smelled old, like rust and burnt wires. Elira followed. The tunnel stretched far, cramped, silent, the kind of silence that made you hear your own heartbeat. After crawling for 10 minutes, they stopped at a grate. Through it, they saw a hallway, different from the one outside their room. This one was darker, dirtier, fewer lights, and shadows moved. Someone was there. Not a guard, not a human. Something else. The soldier whispered, "What is that?" Alira didn't answer. She watched the figure move. It walked slowly, carefully. Its skin was rough, gray. Its eyes burned yellow in the dark. Then it turned its head sharply, straight at them. Alira gasped. The creature growled. Not with anger, but hunger. It rushed the grate. The soldier pulled back just in time. A claw smashed through the vent bars, just missing his face. "What the hell is that?" he yelled. Alira pulled him back. "It was human once," she said. "Long ago." They crawled back fast, hearts pounding. Back in the room, he slammed the panel shut and fell onto the floor. Alira closed the vent. Her face was pale. "You saw it," she said. "The price of failure." He looked at her. "That's what happens to the others?" She nodded. "Then we don't fail," he said. The door suddenly beeped. A soft chime. A different sound. A voice came through the speaker. "Unit 47. You have been chosen for the next phase. Prepare yourself." The soldier stood slowly. "They're coming," he said. Alira took his hand. Then we faced them together. Memories they hid. The door didn't open right away. It just pulsed with red light, again and again, like a heartbeat. Slow, then faster. The soldier stood in front of it, fist tight. "What do they mean? Next phase?" he asked. Alira didn't answer. Her eyes stayed locked on the floor. He turned to her. "Tell me." She spoke softly, like a ghost. "They want to wake up the rest of you." He frowned. "The rest of me?" She walked over to the table and picked up a silver strip, thin and flat. "This was under your bed when you arrived." She handed it to him. He turned it over in his hands. No buttons, no lights, just smooth metal. Then suddenly, pain. He dropped it. A flash. He stumbled back, eyes wide. He was in a white room, tied to a chair. Voices around him. Needles in his neck. Wires in his chest. Memory lock complete. Subject stable. Emotional reset successful. Then, black. Back in the room. The real one. His hands shook. "What the hell was that?" he said. "They blocked your memories," Alira whispered. "Used chemicals. Machines. This," she pointed at the strip, "was the key." He picked it up again, slower this time. It stayed cold, no flash. "What else did they take from me?" he asked. "Too much," she said. "They do it in pieces so you don't notice, so you think the pain is just a dream." He looked at her hard. "And you? They do the same to you?" She nodded. "Every time I disobey. Every time I remember something they don't want me to." He touched his head, trying to feel what was missing. Nothing, but that was the problem. Everything he couldn't feel was gone. The door suddenly slid open. A new figure walked in. Not a guard. A woman. Human. Or at least, she looked human. White, coat, thin smile, sharp eyes. "Good evening," she said. He stepped in front of Alira. "Who are you?" She smiled wider. "I'm your doctor. Your creator, in some ways." "Try again." She chuckled. "You're stronger than the others. That's good. You lasted longer." He didn't move. "You'll be happy to know," she said. "Your mind is healing faster than expected. The flashes will keep coming now." "I didn't ask for that." She stepped closer. "No, but we did. And we're very interested in what you'll do next." Alira whispered, "Don't answer her." He didn't. The woman glanced at Alira, then turned back to him. "She's not what you think. None of them are. We created them too." He laughed once. Liar. Suit yourself, she said. When the next memory comes, remember what she did to you. She turned and walked away. The door closed behind her. Silence. Then Elira said, "She lies." He nodded. I know. But a seed had been planted. He didn't want to think about it. But now it was there. Doubt. What if Elira had been part of it? What if she smiled during someone else's pain? He looked at her. She looked away. Another flash hit him. Stronger this time. He was running down a long hallway, chasing someone. Elira. She was ahead of him, laughing, calling his name. He reached out. But something was wrong. Her eyes were cold. Her mouth smiled, but it wasn't real. Then he was strapped down again, screaming. Guards laughing. She was behind the glass, wearing white, smiling. The soldier dropped to his knees. "Stop!" he shouted. Elira knelt beside him. "What did you—" See? He couldn't speak, just breathed. She touched his face. "They're making you see what they want." He looked at her, broken. Was that real? "No," she said quickly. "I swear, they use images, mix truths with lies." "But it felt real," he whispered. She nodded. "That's the danger, they make you doubt your heart." He stared at the floor, then stood. "We need to find the others." "What others?" "The ones like me," he said. "You said I wasn't the first. I need to know what happened to them." She hesitated. "Some are still alive," she said, "but not whole." "I don't care. Are you sure you're ready?" He picked up the silver strip again and slipped it into his sleeve. "No," he said. "But I'm not waiting anymore." That night, if you could call it night, Elira led him back to the tunnel under the floor. This time they went deeper, past the vent, past the hallway with the clawed thing, into the lower decks. It was cold there, wet. The walls dripped with some kind of black liquid, and the shadows moved, but not all of them were enemies. A voice whispered from the dark. "You came back." He turned and saw a human face. Burned. Twisted. But human. "I remember you," the man said. The soldier stepped closer. "I don't remember you," he said. The burned man smiled. "You will." A plan to escape. The burned man stepped out of the shadows. His body was broken, skin cracked like old paper. One eye gone, one arm twisted in the wrong direction, but he was alive. Barely. "You're number 47, the man rasped. "I was 42. The soldier looked at him carefully. "You said, you remember me?" The man nodded slowly. "I saw you once, in the tanks, sleeping. You were perfect, stronger than the rest. They waited to wake you." "Who are they?" the soldier asked. "The doctors, the handlers, the high ones. Doesn't matter. They're all the same. They watch, they test, they break." Elira stepped forward. Her voice was soft. "You survived longer than anyone." The man chuckled, but it hurt him. "Survived, yes. Lived? Not really." He looked at the soldier. "You still have your mind. You still feel. That means you still have a chance." "A chance to do what?" The soldier asked. "To get out, burn this place, free her, free yourself." The soldier stepped closer. "Why haven't you left?" The man touched his own chest. "They wired something inside me. I take one step out of this deck, I explode." Elira gasped. The man smiled sadly. "They're clever. And cruel." The soldier nodded. "Then we find a way around it." The man held up a shaky hand. "There is a way." He limped back into the shadows and returned with a small object wrapped in cloth. A data crystal, glowing faint blue. "What is it?" the soldier asked. "Everything," the man said. "Maps, codes, power lines, lockdown controls, even the fail-safes." "Why haven't you used it?" The man shook his head. "Because The system needs two things to open, this crystal and a living ID. He pointed at the soldier. Me? You, the man said. You're still clean, still trusted, still valuable. The soldier took the crystal. Where's the control room? 2 floors up, behind the core vault. You'll need to fake compliance to get there. Elira stepped forward. They'll take you back if you ask for training. The soldier looked at her. You want me to volunteer? She nodded. It's the only way. If you try to sneak, they'll know. The burned man grinned. They won't. Expect a dog that bites him to sit. The soldier nodded slowly. Then let's plan it right. Later in their room, Elira helped clean the dirt from his hands and face. You don't have to do this, she whispered. I do, he said. Why? He looked at her. Because I'm still human, and I still care. She reached into her dress and pulled out a folded piece of cloth. Inside it, a single photo, cracked, faded. It was her, younger, smiling, with others like her, family. They erased them from me, she said. But I carry this, so I don't forget again. He stared at the photo, then at her. We're getting out, he said. Even if it kills us? She asked. He nodded. Especially then. The next day, he stood in front of the guards. I want to return to training, he said. They looked at each other, surprised. One of them touched his collar. You are ready to obey again? He forced a calm nod. Yes. They said nothing for a moment. Then, access granted. The door opened, but this time, it didn't lead to the silver room. It led to the training center. The training room was white, wide and silent. Machines lined the walls, tables with tools, doors with heavy locks. And in the center, a circle. Step into the ring, the doctor said. The same one from before. He obeyed. Elira was behind the glass again, watching. He saw. Her eyes worried they brought in another alien, not Elira. A male, bigger, chained. Destroy him, the voice said. What? Test your loyalty. Prove your strength. Obey. The chains dropped. The alien roared and charged. The soldier didn't move. He dodged, grabbed the creature, spun him around but didn't kill. He looked at the glass. I obey no one. He smashed the training screen with the alien's own body. Alarms blared. He ran to the door. Elira was already moving. She met him in the hallway. The vault room, he said. Now. They reached the elevator, inserted the data crystal. The system blinked. ID confirmed, Unit 47. Doors opened. Inside, the air was cold. Blue lights blinked all around. He found the terminal, plugged the crystal in. Passwords appeared. He entered the code the burned man gave him. Access granted. Then, options. Disable surveillance. Unlock all doors, release all subjects, trigger overload. He looked at Elira. She nodded once. He pressed. All somewhere deep in the ship, chains fell. Cells opened. People screamed. Alarms howled. The lights turned red, and the ship began to shake. Time to go, Elira yelled. But on the screen, one last message appeared. Manual override detected. Emergency lockdown in 90 seconds. The soldier grabbed the crystal. Let's finish what they started. They ran. Blood in the hallways. The ship was alive now, but not in a good way. Sirens screamed. Red lights flashed like lightning. Walls pulsed with energy. Metal doors slammed open. Others sealed shut. The human soldier ran. Elira ran beside him, holding the photo close to her chest, breath sharp. Behind them, voices yelled. Guards shouted. Footsteps echoed. Then screams. Not human. Not alien. Something worse. What was that? Elira gasped. He didn't answer. He just pulled her faster. The hallway they ran through twisted like a maze. Pipes hissed. Steam burst from vents. The floor shook under their feet. Then, boom. A blast tore open a side wall. A figure fell through. Not a guard. Not a prisoner. One of the creatures from the lower decks. It was loose. Gray skin, long arms, claws soaked in blood, yellow eyes burning. It looked at them and smiled. "Go!" the soldier shouted. They turned down another corridor, but the creature chased them, crawling across walls and ceiling like a spider. Elira tripped. The creature pounced. Blam! The soldier fired the guard's stolen blaster. Blue light hit the creature's shoulder. It screamed and rolled away, claws scraping the floor. Elira got up. They kept running. "This isn't just escape," he said. "It's a full breakout." "They're all free," she gasped. "Even the broken ones." He nodded grimly. "Good." They reached a heavy door, the command bridge. He used the ID crystal again. Door opened. Inside, chaos. Humans and aliens fighting. Some guards, some subjects, some neither. But the worst stood in the center. The doctor, white coat, calm face, bloody hands. She looked at the soldier. "You brought this on all of us." He aimed the blaster. "Good. I hope it burns." She smiled. "You still don't understand. You were never a prisoner." He stepped forward. "Then what was I?" "You were the test." He fired. She dodged fast, unnaturally fast. Behind her, a control pod rose from the floor. She slammed her hand onto it. Lockdown protocol engaged. Metal shields slammed over the windows. "We're all going to die now," she whispered. "You included." Elira rushed to another panel. "We can stop it. There's a manual override." The soldier ran to help her. Suddenly, a hand grabbed his ankle. The gray creature was back crawling, bleeding, laughing. It pulled him hard. He fell. The blaster skidded across the floor. He kicked the creature's face once, twice, but it held tight. "Your skin," it hissed. "So warm, so fresh." Then, Elira smashed a panel down onto its head, again, until it stopped moving. The soldier breathed hard, stood up, and grabbed the blaster. Elira's face was pale. Her hands shook. "You okay?" he asked. "No," she said. "But I'm still here." They turned to the final control panel. Only one button left. Release shuttle. Countdown 20 seconds. The escape pod. But there was only one. He looked at her. She looked at him, then at the button. "You go," she said. "No," he said. You're the reason this happened," she said. "You need to get back to Earth. You need to tell them what they're doing here." "I'm not leaving you." "If you don't go," she said, voice cracking, "then all of this means nothing." He stared at her. The ship shook harder. Now a fire broke out behind them. Smoke poured through the vents. Then he shoved the crystal into the panel. "I'm not taking the pod," he said. He typed something quickly. "What are you doing?" she asked. "I'm sending a message." "To who?" "To Earth." Outside the ship, far away in space, a signal pulsed. A message broke through static. "Test Site 47. Abusing human prisoners. Alien hybrids. Active weapons testing. Request immediate. Extraction. Coordinates attached." Back inside the ship, the soldier pulled her close. "We die together," he said. "No," she said, eyes wet. "We survived together." Behind them, the fire swallowed the bridge. Just then, a bang at the wall. Then a second. Then, a crash. The burned man. 42. He'd found a way through. His face twisted in pain. "You didn't think I'd let you go alone, did you?" He threw them 2 masks. "Emergency tunnel, lower deck, come on." They ran. Through fire, through smoke, past bodies, past broken cells. The emergency tunnel was small, but it led to a dock, and there, a second pod. Broken, old, but maybe working. 42, smiled. "I fixed it years ago. I just never had the key." The soldier held up the crystal. Together they climbed in. The pod doors closed just as the ship cracked behind them. Elira took his hand, and for the first time, they flew free. Far above the wreckage, in the quiet of space, The pod floated, burned, battered, but alive. The soldier looked down at Elira. She held the photo. "You kept your promise," she whispered. He smiled weakly. "No, I just started. Freedom or her." The escape pod floated in deep space. Dark, cold, quiet. Inside, the soldier sat with his back against the wall, breathing slow. His wounds ached. His arms trembled. Across from him, Elira sat curled up, holding the photo of her lost family. Her silver blue skin shimmered in the dim red light. Her eyes were half closed. She was barely awake. Beside them, the burned man, Unit 42, lay against the pod door. He hadn't moved since they launched. "Is he breathing?" the soldier asked. Elira touched 42's arm gently. She waited, then nodded. "Barely." The pod jolted. A soft voice came from the speaker. "Incoming message, human vessel responding." The soldier stood quickly. A small screen blinked to life. It showed a face, military uniform, human, clean cut. "This is Earth Command. We received your signal. Tracking your beacon. We're coming to get you." The soldier exhaled. They were safe. Or so he thought. Then the screen flickered again. A warning. Human DNA match confirmed. Passenger 2. Error. "What does that mean?" he asked. Elira's voice was soft. "They scanned me." Another message appeared. "Unauthorized. Alien life form detected. Extraction blocked. Quarantine required. Isolation recommended." "No," the soldier whispered. "No, no, no." He punched the panel. Elira looked at him, calm but sad. "They won't take me," she said. "They'll take all of us," he replied. "They have to." She shook her head. "They're afraid of what I am." He stepped, back shaking. "Then I'll stay. I'll tell them to leave. We'll survive alone." "No," she said. "You have to go." "I'm not leaving you." "You have to," she said again. "That message you sent? Earth will come. They'll find the others. They'll stop what the High Ones were doing." He stared at her. Tears filled his eyes. "They'll destroy this pod if you're inside it." "I know." He dropped to his knees. "I promised I'd protect you." "And you did," she said. "You gave me more than anyone ever did. You gave me hope." He looked down at the mask in his hand. "The emergency suit. Only one. I can't leave you." Elira leaned in, kissed his forehead. "You can. Because you're human." He laughed through his tears. "And you're more human than most of us." The pod beeped. "Final decision time. Prepare for transfer. One life form permitted. Door will open in 60 seconds. The soldier stood. He walked to the door, then turned back. He looked at Elira, still sitting there, eyes glowing softly. A quiet light in the dark. He walked over, took her hand and placed something inside it. The photo. She gasped. "You," he smiled. "You keep them. I'll tell the world about you." She nodded slowly. He stepped toward the door, but stopped, turned around, ran back to her and kissed her. Not a goodbye, but a promise. The door opened. He stepped into the chamber. Yeah, pod shook. Then, he was gone. A smaller rescue pod launched from the main. Elira sat alone now, holding the photo, smiling through tears. Far away, the soldier's pod docked onto a large Earth cruiser. Clean white walls. Human voices. Safe air. They pulled him out, checked his vitals. "Sir, you're lucky to be alive." He looked up. "You don't know how lucky." The captain walked over. "You're Unit 47? "I have a name," he said. They nodded. "What happened out there?" He held up the data crystal. "Burned, scarred, but working." "Everything," he said. "And the alien girl?" He paused, looked at the stars outside the window. "She died in the explosion." He lied. "Saving my life." The captain sighed. "A hero, then?" He nodded. "The best I ever knew." Days passed. He sat in his room, recovering, but he never spoke of the kiss, of the choice, of the girl with silver skin who asked for nothing and gave everything back in space. The damaged pod floated quietly, alone, but alive. Elira stood now, hands on the glass, staring out at the stars. Her breath fogged the window. A soft light blinked inside the pod. Something new. A signal. She smiled. Hope was still alive. Final words. He was built for war, forged in pain, meant to survive alone. But in the end, the strongest part of him was what he chose to love.